Hello, J Factor team. It's Deborah Gordon, Ruby Director with Jeunesse, coming to you today, July 24th from Canada, Western Canada. And thank you for joining us today. I also have the wonderful Bev Olawa with me today. So we're doing the Bev and Deb show today. So I'm so happy you joined us. We decided today to really think about why was it that we joined Jeunesse, and I'm almost into it's going to be 5 years this August, September that I've been with Jeunesse, and let me tell you, it's the best decision I ever made. But hopefully what we're going to give you today information wise is that, you know, sometimes people ask you, well, why did you choose Jeunesse? And so we're going to give you our 10 top reasons why we joined Jeunesse. And I'm not sure if Bev's are the same as mine. We didn't compare notes before we came on. So it's going to be kind of fun too to see what her top 10 is versus my top 10. But yeah, it's always great to have that kind of rolling off your tongue as to why Jeunesse? Why Jeunesse? People ask that all the time, and to give them some real you know, factual information that shows that you've done your research in this industry, and there's definitely a solid reason why you picked this company. So hopefully that's going to help you today. You're welcome to take the notes on our top 10, and we'll elaborate a little bit on them. So I'm going to get started with you know, I've been in this industry, it's going to be almost 20 years now, and I was, you know, originally in the direct selling industry, and actually Bev and I met in that prior company. You know, one of the things that really attracted me to Jeunesse when I was, when someone came to me with Jeunesse, well, actually it was Kathleen Degelman, came to me with Jeunesse, was the fact that it was a global opportunity. Very, very significant point when you're looking at a company, because the prior company I was in, I was with them for about 16 years, and I did make it to the top of that company. But I found that, you know, traveling the world a little bit, there were limitations on who I could approach. That particular company was only in Canada. Well, it was a global company, but we weren't allowed to sponsor people other than in our own market, which was Canada. So it gave us some limitations. And so when I found out that Jeunesse was global and in over 130 countries, and because of the age of Jeunesse, like at that time it was only 4.5 years old or so, 3.5 years old, I think. I just thought, wow, that's quite an opportunity, you know, that most of these countries haven't even been touched with Jeunesse yet. So that's my number one reason, global opportunity. And it's, of course, so fun to travel globally and build teams across the world. And of course, it's a business write-off at the same time. So you can combine your business and pleasure all the time. And you know, I think when it comes to which countries you want to get into, I think you have to watch of course, what's happening with Jeunesse and the events that are happening in different markets, but also where would you want to go? Where would you want to be able to travel on a consistent basis to visit your team and promote and support your team and so forth? So it's not like you have to travel when you have team members globally, but you know, once you have leaders in those markets, definitely you want to show up and lock arms with them so that they can continue to build their business as well. So Bev, what's your first top 10?
It was interesting just to hear you two. Now, are we getting feedback here, or is that just me?
I think that's just you, but I will mute myself.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Oh, that's better. Way better. Thanks, Deb. So anyway, the reason I had even looked at Jeunesse to begin with was that Becky and yourself had approached me on it. And one of the big things that's always really super important for me is products, because I know that we need to be a product of the product. And I loved the diversity of what Jeunesse had to offer. My last, well, because we met in that direct selling company and we were doing party plans. So I really liked the idea that I didn't need to do parties anymore, that I could send a link to someone and they could order off of my link. And then the company I was at in between was strictly weight loss. And so the fact that Jeunesse had skincare and had at that time, our weight loss system wasn't even as big as it is, type of thing, and our instantly ageless wasn't there. But to me, having something as simple and as universal as skincare to work with was just like so refreshing, because number one, it wasn't a life-changing decision for people to use the products. So for me, it's the products, and the products that worked was one of it. When I started my list, top 10 was the results-oriented products. Okay, Deb. So that was my number one.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And I think I had that on my list too. So now we're kind of merging, but products that work, right? And I just want to add to that because, Jeunesse, of course, and this was one of my top 10 points as well, is they hit that $1 billion in sales within that first 6 years. And that was an industry first for this profession. And for a company to do that, it all comes down to products, because you don't sell $1 billion worth of products if the products aren't phenomenal, and that if people aren't getting results from them. Because obviously people may put in that first order, but if the products aren't giving them the results, they're not going to order again. So along with that, of course, is the fact that it's I say it's reusable. It's not reusable, but what's that word, Bev?
Consumable product.
Consumable. Yeah, consumable. So, it's not like, and there's, I'm not going to downplay anything, but it's not like, let's say, jewelry or what else. It's not, that's non-consumable, is that, people can only buy so much, and then it's like, there's nothing to reorder type thing. So consumable, huge. Of course, products that are phenomenal, and science that backs the results was also a huge factor for me when I looked at Jeunesse.
And just to go back on the product end of it as well too, Deb, my second reason was actually the scientific board. Seeing the quality of the people that, number one, created our products and backed our products. And one of my things that I love to say is these products are people's life's work. Like when you stop and think about Dr. Newman spending so much time creating our Luminous skincare line, and the idea of him and Yolanda spending 3 years together to create the NV, it's like, I think that that's absolutely outstanding. And to me, the fact that we are marketing other people's life's work, their passions, we get to market as an exclusive product to Jeunesse, I think that that's really another really big reason for me why Jeunesse.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, all of Dr. Newman and there's several Dr. G and Papa, they're all on our medical advisory board. So that is another great aspect of Jeunesse when you're promoting it, to tell people. And you know what, I tell people, do your research. Don't just believe what I'm saying. Do your research, because if especially the people that are business oriented, they will do their research just like I did and just like you did. So do your research about the company, and I'm not afraid of anything that they're going to find. They're going to find nothing but positive things about what's happened with Jeunesse since 2009. So gosh, it's almost, I guess we're going into our 8th year now, right? So wow. My next top 10, and I think I decided on this one because of my experience in this profession and in this industry for so long, and because I became a high-level leader. Training was a big part of what my activity became, training the team. So I spent a lot of time on that over the years, but I also had to maintain my own personal business, of course. So when I knew, obviously Kathleen Degelman brought this company to us, and I knew that she was going to head up, our team, and put in a training system for us that I was just like over the top, and now that it's all in place, I absolutely love that part of it. And there's many teams that envy what we have here with the J Factor team, to be honest with you, because I've heard from people on other teams that know what we have. And what I love about it is I could have leaders come on board, and maybe their experience as a leader is not extensive, but as long as I guide, point, and direct them, they have everything at their fingertips. And that is so time saving in the big picture, because now I am able to point and direct these leaders to the information, and then it's duplicatable, so they do the same thing, and it's time saving in that sense, so that all of us can continue to build our personal business and not feel overwhelmed. I was very overwhelmed in my past company. I worked very, very hard and put in a lot of hours when I was a top level leader. And I find with having this system in place, it has allowed me to have that time freedom that I've always wanted to, when, coming in, the reason I'm in this industry. So that's a big part for me.
Yeah, and actually, with regards to the J Factor team as well too, that was one of my reasons as well too. And I didn't know it at the time, but the breadth, the depth of our experience that we have on this leadership team is absolutely incredible. And I know Becky and Kathleen and yourself were certainly big deciding factors, because it was your success was the reason I felt confident to come in. And now that I got to meet Kathleen Degelman, and to see all the experts that we have in this, like, I don't need to worry about being a product expert. We've got that on the team. I don't need to worry about being the social media expert. We've got that on the team. So we just have such a wealth of information available to us within the J Factor team, plus we're supported by them. And the other thing that I absolutely appreciate about our J Factor team as well too, is that they're walking the talk. They're not just sitting there cashing their paychecks. They're out there. They're still traveling to meetings, going to India, hosting meetings in India. Today I had a couple of opportunities. I needed to follow up on some stuff, and our leadership is there and they're working. And because they're working, they're up to speed on everything that needs to happen for us as well too. So absolutely, our leadership within the J Factor team is a huge reason why Janess as well too. So.
That's a definitely great point. And your leadership too, Beth. Like, gosh, it's people like you that have been in this industry that bring also the leadership. And I know you're very hands-on and you're very helpful to the team. So, and that's just nice, because we all work together. This isn't a competition. We all want each other to succeed, and we want that type of culture within this team. And we definitely have that type of culture in this team, which is very refreshing as well. Another point, and this kind of comes from my corporate experience. When I looked at Janess, I wanted to make sure, and also, now that I'm reflecting back, it's probably a very key reason, or key point to look at in a company, is this company is 100% debt free. It was 100% debt free from the get-go. It's of course private, and of course the founders, Randy and Wendy, they have a lifetime of experience in this industry and in traditional business, but particularly in this industry and on a global platform. That was huge, and they had already had that global platform in place when they started Janess. So that was very, very attractive, in the sense that it takes a long time for a company to move into country to country to country. There's so much to go through, but because Randy and Wendy already had that global platform with some of their prior business ventures, it's been that much more seamless for them to grow globally in many, many countries. So that was a huge factor for me as well. And now, like I say, in reflection, I just saw another company, another direct selling company that closed their doors. And of course, we've seen a few of them over the last few years. And so you don't want to be in a company that does that. Like, that would just be devastating, like, especially once you've grown an organization, and to know that they all of a sudden are closing their doors because of this or that. Like, we don't always know all the reasons, but obviously it's a serious reason. And so you want to make sure that you're in good hands, and that the company has the vision for many years of doing business. So that was very critical to me.
And it's so interesting, Deb, because we kind of have the same thing, but your reason of what you're looking at and what I'm looking at are kind of different, because what's important to me, right? So I think that this is really cool. So for me, when I was looking at Jeunesse, and I remember getting introduced to Randy and Wendy by that video, I remember actually breaking down in tears that I finally had some ownership of a company that I could relate to. In my past company that I had, they were brilliant guys. They were these hyper type A personalities that were constantly running, and it was exhausting trying to keep up with them. And so to have this relatable Randy and Wendy, and they are just, I just feel more connected to them because of who they are and the comfort level of that. And I really, like, honestly, that first time I saw that video, I cried. I figured, this is it. This is absolutely such a perfect match for me. I don't have to be somebody I'm not. I can totally be myself in this company because that's who the owners are. So that was massive for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and they're so sweet. Gosh, oh my gosh, they're so sweet, and sweet and smart. What's the combination, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, so I don't know what number we're on, but we'll just continue on. The other thing that was very, very important to me was the compensation plan, and I'll tell you why. I had, of course, an experience with the compensation plan with the company I was with, and made it, to the top of the company, and realized that there were some flaws with the compensation plan. So that's not a good time to realize there's a flaw once you get to the top of the company. And not only that, my late husband also got into a company after I was in that company, and we found some flaws in that company as well. So I wanted to make sure that these particular flaws that we had already discovered in this profession were not going to be part of this compensation plan. And I have to say that they are definitely not. And so we've eliminated two flaws that we had prior experience with, for sure. And I just love the compensation plan for a number of reasons. I think mostly because it's such it builds for long term, and also it's not that difficult to understand. It kind of has two layers to it. It has the binary over the the other kind of what do they call it?
Unilevel.
Unilevel, exactly. So it's kind of combining two things. So the binary system is in place, which, having just solely a binary system can have some flaws, but with having the Unilevel, overlaying it, it allows for what is it, 7 streams of income or 8? 8?
6. 6 streams of income.
Well, I suppose with diamond bonuses and all that, it might be 7. Anyway,
yeah.
So, and also, of course, that Wendy, her one of her talents is writing compensation plans, and she's done it for many years over, for many different companies. So, obviously we'd be confident that she wrote a very good plan for Jeunesse, her own company. So that's one of my other reasons for sure that attracted me to Jeunesse.
And for me, about the compensation plan, because I'm not a compensation plan expert, like, I trusted the fact that you and Kathleen and Becky had kind of done your homework, and and went on the speed of trust on that. But what I really liked was the fact that everybody can kind of belong where they want to be. So our wholesale customers can be wholesale customers. So we weren't forcing our customers to come in and build a business right away, or else they would end up losing out on something. My previous company basically had, if you did something in 30 days, you got an extra level of income, but if you didn't do it in those 30 days, you didn't get it. So there's this huge sense of urgency to build right away. And if you're a business builder, of course, that's certainly what you want to do, but a lot of the people just wanted to use the product. And so there was no place for the people who just wanted to use the product to use the product. And that's what I absolutely love about Jeunesse, is that basically people belong where they want to be, and they can switch. They can switch from being a business builder to a wholesale customer, and vice versa as well too. And they're not losing out on anything. And I absolutely love that about our compensation plan.
Yes, absolutely. And that just want to add to that point that I was just blown away that we have a wholesale customer program, because that was never available in my prior company.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, to not only have the wholesale program in place where people can buy wholesale without promoting the business was absolutely phenomenal. But now we also have the preferred customer as well. So, you know, we just have so many things to offer people to come to them at where they're at, so to speak. So, you know, there's some people that say, I don't want to sign up for anything or whatever. And you can offer them the preferred customer program, so that get a little bit of a discount. And then you can, you know, the people that, well, I just want to get the best price possible, and I don't want to work this business. And so the wholesale program. So, and then you've got the business people, right? So we really have it all here with Jeunesse. And I really don't know if it's not that I'm looking at. I don't think there's another company that offers those types of options for our people coming into Jeunesse. So that's very much a big point as well. One other thing that I want to, one thing that was really, sorry, my dog's barking. I hope you can't hear her. One other thing that it was very important to me is that our businesses are transferable and willable. Mm-hmm. So that means, you know, at a certain point when you want to say retire, or let's say something horrible happens, and whatever the case may be, but you know that you have the ability to transfer your organization to your children or whomever you wish, your spouse. And that's huge. My last company didn't offer that. And I saw some of the people in that company get to the retirement age, and they wanted to slow down, but yet they couldn't just leave, because that would just stop everything. So there was not an option for them at all to carry on their business in a retirement type of state, if you know what I mean. So whether it be retirement, or just because you don't want everything that you've worked for years just to stop at the end of your life type thing. And I know this is kind of gruesome to talk about, but it's true. You build this organization, and it's just going to be gone, and nothing to show for it after how many years you put in? Like, obviously I've been in this industry for 20 years. Do I just want nothing at the end? So that was very important to me. And I don't know if I even told you about that, Bev, when I was talking to you.
No, not at all. And it wasn't something that was top of mind for me, but now it certainly is a factor as well too. And, you know, I had spent 12 or 13 years in that last company, and there's like nothing there. There is nothing there, you know, so it's very important.
So do you have another point?
Actually, the technology, because when I was, the other company that I was with was fairly forward thinking on all the technology and stuff, and they led us to believe that they were the only one that had that kind of stuff. And it's like, no, man, oh man, we have, you know, with our J Mobile and our online ordering and everything that we have available with regards to technology in Jeunesse, with our website links and the video campaigns and our prospector tools, and it's mind-boggling what we have available to us in technology. It blows my mind away that I can send my link to someone in Vietnam and they can buy from me. You know, that like
And understand.
and understand. And there's, oh, I need it in you know, in whatever language that they're needing it in, it's available there for them. So the technology that we have available for us in Jeunesse is really quite remarkable in that we can do our businesses off of our phone. Is yeah, like I say, the last company that we were in led us to believe they were the only ones that could do that. And it's not so.
Yeah, and I just want to add to that too, is of course, if some of you have researched Randy Ray, you know, our co-founder, he that was what business he was in. He was in the IT business for many of his years. So of course, I'm too, I'm blown away. Like it's almost hard to keep up sometimes with everything that's available to us. But honestly, if you actually used all that is available to us, you would just have things going on a constant basis all day, every day. Your activity would be just there for sure, because there's just so many tools that we have and so many more coming. Like some of them aren't even live yet, but we've already started to hear about what's coming. Like you were saying, the prospector thing, and that's not live yet, is it?
Yeah, the Prospector is live, but it's evolving. And then the other thing is even what Adam Gilmer has been working with regards to that whole JTV, you know, the J-World TV, where you can have your own TV channel and you can post a video and people can buy off your video link type of stuff. It's insane what we do have available with regards to technology.
Yeah, and on that note, of course, is the fact that, you know, it's online
Yeah.
marketing, online shopping. That is the future. And you know, just going back to your point about products, you have to look when you're looking at a company, and this is what I tell my prospects too, is when you're looking at a company, what are the trends? What are people buying now, and what are they wanting to buy in the future? And is that market going up, or is it staying the same, or is it going down? So obviously, with the online shopping is going up. We have no question. I know I'm doing it more. You know, if I don't have to go out and search a product in 3 different stores in my local community, and I can just go online and Google it and find different options as to where I can buy it, of course I'm going to do that, because people, what's the biggest commodity these days? It's their time. So the online shopping is definitely, you know, huge, and it's so great to be in a company that's doing that. But back to the trends of the market, like anti-aging products, go and research anti-aging products and the trend in that niche of products. And of course, with our Yes system, all of our products are related to anti-aging in some way. And it's just going like this, up, 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 up. So why wouldn't you want to be part of that momentum? And that was my point here. Kind of, I'm just segueing into it, is that we are at, we have so much fun, don't we, Bev? We are at the very beginning of this massive momentum stage of growth with this company. So it's like a no-brainer. Like everything lines up, is that we're here and the products are going up. Like that's what people are wanting. This company is at that point where we're just going up into our momentum stage. And who doesn't want to be part of that? Like be part of the momentum stage. And you know, I see Jeunesse on for the rest of my life and past. Like seriously, the vision that this company has is huge with Scott, and you know, there's so much of a future here.
Yeah, and that actually brings me to another thing as well too, because that last company was a new company and it was an up and coming thing, and so many people are always looking for the new shiny object type of stuff. And that's what I love about Jeunesse as well too, is that it's still fairly new. And when I had joined 3 years ago, they were just starting to focus on the North American market. And so even 3 years later, when I say to someone, through all of my social media chatting that I do, it's like, Jeunesse, it's like, what is Jeunesse? They have no idea. We have barely even scratched the surface with regards to name brand recognition here, and that's even after 3 years. We haven't even tapped into the potential. I was talking to one of my new prospects today, and she was saying, well, I'm like, there's no leaders there. And I'm like, no, oh my gosh. That she's like, because she wants to go to a location and join some of the meetings. And I'm like, there's not even any meetings there because there's no leaders there. She's like, oh my gosh. So exciting. That part is very exciting.
Yeah, so we're basically still very much pioneers with Jeunesse, and that's kind of the best place to be. There's things that you have to kind of plow through because of that, but overall it's always a win when you're in that position. So and I like the fact that Jeunesse is really, they're putting the platforms in place with all the international offices we have. There's executive teams across the globe, so that we can tap in and just go to that executive member that's leading that market out there and say, hey, this is what I need answered here. I don't really know this market. And can you give me some answers, because I have this particular person that wants to grow. And so we have that support, which is so important. And again, I don't know of another company that has that type of platform in place where you can. It doesn't matter if you don't know anything about India and what's going on there and how it's starting out or how it's evolving. Between the J Factor team and the people there that we have in place, you can get whatever information you need to support whoever you want to sponsor there.
Yeah. Right? And about information as well too, and this is going to tie into our Zen Project 8 information. We have such expertise in all of the different areas, like with Kasaya J and her social media training and things like that. And I want to speak into our Zen Project 8 program in particular, because that was my last company, was a weight loss company, and we sold a lot of products and people had some results because of buying the products, but they didn't do the changes that were necessary in order to educate themselves and do all of the lifestyle changes. And with our Zen Project 8, not only have we got fantastic products and we've got a great program, they've got the online support system available as well with regards to the education part of it. And so it really is a turnkey operation. So if you're not a weight loss expert and you've got a client that wants to do weight loss, you don't need to worry about learning about it all. Just tap them in and they have all of the resources there available to them. And it's a phenomenal system. Like, again, people's life's work. Mark McDonald's life's work has been in nutrition and health and fitness and ending the dieting madness. And so that's there. And to me, that's a huge why, Jeunesse.
Absolutely. The Zen Project 8, again, I'm going to say, I don't know of another company that has the support system like that system that we have in place. Mm-hmm. And again, it's just plugging people into it, which is so great, because then you yourself don't have to be the expert. We have the expert at hand for you. Yeah. And people sharing their results and sharing what works and what's not working, and when they're hitting a slump or they're not feeling so confident, they can go into that system, plug in, and feel so much better and know that there's somebody there that's going to answer their questions. So anyway, that's about all for me. Bev, did we miss any of yours?
There's a couple. I love the breadth of the products that we have as well too. So if you're not into the weight loss, we've got the Instantly Ageless. If Instantly Ageless is not your thing, then we've got the NB. So there's something for everybody, and I really love the variety of that. And there's always something new. Like, there's just always something new. So if you're tired of the weight loss and you don't want to deal with that anymore, then you know what, there's always something new to pick up and get excited about. And I love that about Janess. And we generally don't have any deadlines. Like, I don't know if you know how awesome that is, but unless you're working to a promotion and you need to, number one, cash in on that promotion, or you've got, there's very few deadlines in this company, and I quite like that type of stuff. It just allows you to work your business at a level that you really like. It's not this constant, oh my gosh, the bell is ringing again and the bell is ringing again, with regards to having a certain amount of volume done every month or having so many people active every month, that kind of thing. We don't have that happening here, and I find it very, very refreshing. So that's kind of my list, Deb. And why Janess? Given them a lot to think about, haven't we?
We have given them a lot to think about, and I think we had. It's funny. It's great because we had similar points, but we also had similar points from a different perspective. So that was interesting how that all worked out between you and I, sharing about the top 10 reasons we love Janess, and the 10 top reasons why we got involved with Janess. So I think our time's about up now, but thank you for joining us. Thank you, Bev, for joining me today. I know we make a great pair in our little teachings. So thank you for that, and I hope everybody has a very successful week, and stay tuned to the J Factor team page for all the latest updates. There's always something going on and lots of business tips as well. So have a wonderful week, everyone. Thank you, Bev. Have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.